What's going on, everybody? What's going on? In today's video, we are doing our overview of Grace Under Pressure, and we are getting ready for Power Windows. If you're new here, please subscribe, check out my videos, all kinds of videos, reaction videos, music videos, bass videos, all kinds of videos. In the description below, Amazon affiliate links to all things Rush, bass gear, music gear that I use, bio info. If you like the channel, if you want to support the channel, say thanks, you can hit super thanks underneath this video. You can hit me direct. In the description, I got PayPal, Venmo, mailing address, Amazon wishlist, all kinds of ways. Thank you guys. Okay. Grace Under Pressure. Amazing. I think that it's not as good as Signals, but it's still pretty good. I listened to it a lot after the first listen, and it definitely grew on me. Now, it was mostly the first half of the record that grew on me, because the second half of the record I already knew that I liked. Pretty much the entire second half of the record. Actually, with Between the Wheels being the least of them, even though, I like the entire second half, but it's interesting. I'm saying that because most people, Between the Wheels is their favorite track on this whole record, which I don't think is my favorite. Which one would be my favorite? It's hard to say which one would be a favorite. I like the Body Electric. I like Kid Gloves. Red Lenses was so weird and interesting. I liked it. I thought it was a really interesting vibe. Getty sounded like he was singing in a lounge, like at a piano bar or something, some smoky place. What's that place in New Orleans? Lafitte's, like somewhere like that. Where it's just like some like smoky, dark piano bar. He's just like throwing out these phrases. I thought that was very interesting. Body Electric was the first one that really caught me. However, the first side, from listening multiple times, the first side definitely grew on me. After Image, I really like. Red Sector A was interesting. That's where I was like, that was the song where I was like, Getty's not playing bass, is he? He's like not playing bass a lot on this album. And also, this is a really dark album, like both lyrically and sonically, like musically, it's just kind of dark. That started with Red Sector A, and then I found out that Red Sector A is about Getty's family and Auschwitz and all that kind of thing, and I was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense now with the lyrics. That made a lot more sense, because you see in the video that I'm like, what are they talking about? It's like, sounds kind of, dark and sinister. And so good job on that, right? That makes a lot of sense. So The Enemy Within is okay. So the two that I'm still kind of is Distant Early Warning and The Enemy Within. They're okay. They're all right. The Enemy Within is part of the Fear series, and I think I like that one the least. I don't know, I just wasn't into it. Right off the bat, when Distant Early Warning comes in, we talked a lot about like the keyboard sounds, the sounds. It's almost like a church organ type synth sound. Like not like a. That may mean different things to different people. Some people will be like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't sound anything like a church organ. And then other people will be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. It sounds like a type of church organ. So not, it depends on your church. But to me, there's like something kind of church organ sound about it. Something else that I thought was interesting that after listening again and again, I couldn't get it out of my ears. The Body Electric, the verse sounds like the verse to Foo Fighters' Learn to Fly. I know that's like, that's like kind of silly, but I just couldn't unhear it once I heard it. I figured out that like the changes are the same. The changes are very basic. It's just 1-5-4 for Learn to Fly, and for the Body Electric, it's 1-5-4 flat 3, right? So it's like, okay, yeah, you can sing the verses of both songs over those changes. Okay, fine. I thought that was interesting. I couldn't unhear that. The other thing about Body Electric and the end of Red Lenses, and within a few parts of different songs, was Getty popping on the bass. That's how it sounds. I don't know if he's literally popping or if he's just plucking so hard that it sounds like popping. It's like producing an extremely similar sound. So there was definitely Getty funk on this record, which was crazy to hear. I was just like, I mean, you guys saw the videos. I was just like, what, do you hear this? It was pretty wild. I mean, starting with Signals, the solos, the Alex solos are great. And a lot of people said, he started using like a Floyd Rose, all that stuff. I'm like, whoa, I don't care what it is. I'm liking what he's doing and the style. And a lot of people were commenting on the guitar playing on this album, how it was louder than on Signals, even though I didn't have a problem with the guitar on Signals at all. His solos were excellent. So I'm like, I don't think it was that big a deal, but you definitely get guitar on this album more than bass. You get I can't believe that he just like put the bass down for so much of it. So that was interesting. What else? The production, Terry Brown, right? This is the album where there's no more Terry Brown, and I think you absolutely hear that. It kind of sounds like, and this is the only one, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the only one that Peter Henderson did, because I'm looking at Power Windows and it looks like there's a different producer already. We were going through the information about this album, right? The run through it during the first song, before the song. It sounds like Steve Lillywhite dropped out at the last minute and they just got this guy, Peter Henderson, who kind of sounded like he was more of just an engineer and didn't do a ton of producing. Sounded just like they got an engineer. And I think that you can tell. Oh, you guys see my cat right there? That's the window that she goes after the lizards. You can tell. You can tell that sonically and it just wasn't the same. It was different. But that may have also added to the whole, dark sound to this record, just dark sounding record. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with this record. I like it. I think it's really good. I don't think it's as good as Signals, but I don't know. I don't know where it would lay. I don't know. Everybody wants me to do a top 10 now that I've done 10 of their studio albums, where, do them in order, like of my top 10 favorite, which is so incredibly hard. And I feel like it would even be skewed because I feel like the ones that I've been listening to more recently would be closer to the top than the older ones. And I'm like, just because I've been listening to those most recently, I don't feel like that's too fair. But I mean, even if it may be accurate, and also I probably wouldn't put Hemispheres up as much as other people, but that may be because I haven't listened to it as much as I've heard this album or Signals or Permanent Waves, because I have been repeating those records like a lot. Like Signals because I want to hear it, Permanent Waves because I want to hear it, this one because I just did it and I'm trying to understand, I'm trying to digest it. I'm like, Hemispheres is going to be kind of low on the list. I don't know where it would be, but yeah, even Farewell to Kings is like, it's becoming different now with stuff like this. It's very interesting. I mean, I want to go back and re-listen to those and kind of hear where I put it. Let me go back to what's on Farewell to Kings. Yeah, Xanadu, Closer to the Heart. Yeah, see? It's hard. It's really hard. Cygnus X1. Yeah, I mean, this is so interesting. This is definitely probably my favorite period thus far. Yeah, the first albums were good, and I see how there's such a split, I guess starting with Signals, but really this is like a big divider. Hi, what do you think? What do you think about it? Yeah, you think it's a good record? Okay, you're just gonna stay here? You're gonna sit here? Okay. I think it's a really good record. It sounds different than all of them. I feel like I'm more likely to put on Signals, though. Signals, I just, want to hear. I want to keep hearing that record. That one and Permanent Waves, I'm like, whew, they're really good. That's that. Now we go to Power Windows. Power Windows has a different producer. They have a keyboard player. Andy Richards, who is this? Andy Richards, who is this guy? Additional keyboard synthesizer program. Wow, they have like synth programmers. They got strings, a choir. Oh, there's some different things happening on here, huh? This will be interesting. So on this record, on Power Windows, I've heard The Big Money and I've heard Marathon. I did live versions of those songs a long time ago. I'll probably recognize them when I listen to them, but it's been a really long time, so they're still more or less going to be new, you know? I haven't heard them since then, so it's literally been months. You can look on the channel to see when those came out, and that's when I heard them. It was probably like February, probably, so it's been a long time. So, but I'm looking forward to this. It sounds like this goes even further than Grace Under Pressure, so we'll see. Is it going to be as dark? I don't know. We're going to find out. Yeah, so that's what we have to look forward to is Power Windows. We're going to be doing that. Before that, starting tomorrow, I'm going to be releasing a couple of different videos, including maybe some music videos, maybe some live, maybe some interview stuff. We'll see. Before I get to Power Windows, just a couple, just to kind of break it up and also be relevant to where we're kind of at. That makes sense. Put out stuff kind of close to, you know, Signals and Grace Under Pressure, basically, while it's still fresh. Some things that people have been asking me to do, like, hey, you should also check this out. You know, now that you're on this, you should be checking this out. So I feel like it would be a cool thing to do, to just throw some of that in there. So I'll probably do that. All right, so that'll be tomorrow. Okay, what else? I'm probably going to drop those shirts, those t-shirts. I think that's going to happen. I still want to think about Patreon and kind of research that a bit and figure out just with myself if that will work for me right now and what that would look like. We'll see. But that's where we're at. So I think it's cool. I do like this record. I do. It sounds like I'm going to lose some people at Grace Under Pressure and or right after, because already people are like, yeah, I'm going to take a break. I'm like, oh, wow, that's what happened to people with these records, is that they're just like, nope. No, I like their 70s stuff. I'm more of a rocker guy once that synth stuff came in. Some people saying it's their favorite Rush record, Grace Under Pressure, their favorite. Very interesting. Between the Wheels, top 10 song. A lot of people were saying they liked it, Between the Wheels, which is really interesting. So be on the lookout for some extra videos starting tomorrow. And eventually, very soon, we're about to start Power Windows. So it'll probably be in like a couple days. These are extra, you know, videos. You'll like them. Of course you'll like them, because you guys told me to check them out. So you'll like them. Cool? All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks to everybody who has sent me things in the mail, who has sent PayPal, who has sent super thanks. Thank you guys. If you want to support the channel, go for all of it. I'm trying to, you know, work this all out, figure out different ways of making this happen and continue. And yeah, we're doing it. Thank you guys. I'll catch you in the next video.